Hi guys, I wanted to do another video to show you the demo scene that you get with the asset, which allows you to explore some of the scheduling and also the buttons to pause time, increase time and decrease time. So speeding up the incrementing time in the scene or slowing it down. So first off, if I just show you the scheduling in the demo scene, let's press play. I've just got a very basic scene here, incrementing on the hour every real world second, and from this I can do some scheduling. So we've got a lot of form here. I can say in a number of, for this I'm going to say hours because we're incrementing on the hour. We only have the hour available to us to measure. So let's say in 10 hours, we want to say hello world. When I click schedule, it will schedule that to print to the screen 10 hours from the current hour. So if I hit that on 16, on 20, not 26, so it should be 2 o'clock, I believe. There we go, we've got hello world, so that printed 10 hours later. So then we can do this on different time increments as well. If I just go to my text object and make it increment on the second, so we can see some second values. So here we're incrementing on the second. I'm just going to say in 5 seconds, hello. So if I schedule that on, let's say 15, we can see that print at 20 seconds, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so this is printing something to the screen, but obviously it could be doing something else. It could be calling a function or a method. It could be spawning an object, instantiating a game object, doing anything that you need to schedule for a future date. We could do, while we're on the seconds, we could say in 1 minute. So if it's on midnight and 45 seconds, I think I hit that on the 5, we should see in a minute. I'll just speed time up using this button. Actually, I need to change the value. So I don't know, some value. I'll leave it paused actually, so I know. So actually, in 1 minute, it'll be 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So schedule that. Press play. So we'll wait for 2 minutes 22. Just slow it down a little bit. (15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, some value. Okay, so even though we're incrementing on the second, because the minutes are available to us and they can increment, we can schedule things a minute into the future or however many minutes you want. And if you look at some of the other videos I've posted, one of them is a more in-depth tutorial on event scheduling. You'll see what functions are being used under the hood to calculate those future dates. So that's the demo scene for event scheduling. So you will have noticed that there's some buttons here which I can press to speed time up. If we press this, we're moving the seconds forward a lot faster every time we click it. If I click this, every time I click it, it will slow things down. And so you can see I've got a pause button that will pause time, and also the sprite for the pause button will change to a different sprite. So for this, I'm using the pause and play effect. So this is something that's available to you natively in Timekeeper as the asset. So in the demo scene, I've demonstrated this, but if you wanted to add a pause button or a fast forward or slow down button, then you simply just need to add a script to your button. So I need to find where I've added the button. For the pause button here, I've just created a button, and then I've taken a sprite, and there's some sprites in the assets folder here you can use, and I've attached that to the button. So if you look, oh actually yes, sorry, it's a bit different because I'm using the swapping sprite and toggling the sprite. So normally if you didn't want to have this effect where you change the sprite when you click it, you would just add the sprite to the button. What I've actually done is I've given you another script called swap sprite. That script is available in the scripts folder. All you need to do is attach the script to the button that you want to have as your pause button. and then you'll have two image properties, and you can drag in whichever sprite you want to display when the game needs to be paused, and which one you want to display for what is effectively the play button. So you can see here, pause image is the pause button sprite, which is this one, and play is the play button sprite. And this will just run a script so that every time you click the button, it will toggle that image. So you get that effect of pressing pause to see play and play to see pause. And then yes, you'll need to add the pause time script, which is also available in the scripts folder. I'll just show you that. That will effectively just freeze time by setting the increment speed to 0 when you click that button. But there are a few other things you'll need to do to set this up. We effectively want to affect a text object when we click this pause button. So you'll see that the pause script has a public reference to datetime text. So all you need to do is add the pause time script to the pause button, and then in this reference here, drag in the text object you want to pause when you click it. So I've got one object in my scene, which is this, at datetime. I just drag that across onto the datetime text reference, and that means that that will affect that text object. So the same for the increase speed and decrease speed buttons. If I want a button to increase the speed of a certain text object, every time I click it, I just create the button and then attach the increase time speed script. And again, there's another public reference to the text object you want to increase the speed of. You just drag that text object in. The behavior for this is that it will just double the speed every time you click it, so it will get faster, lowering the increment value. And then it's the same for the decrease speed as well. We just have a button called decrease speed, attach the script, decrease time speed, and then drag in the reference for the text object we want to affect. And it's as simple as that. So we have the demo scene for the event scheduling, so you can play around and see how you can schedule things to happen in the future. And then you have some buttons you can use with different sprites and some scripts to affect text objects, increasing the speed, slowing the speed down, and pausing time. Thank you.